If you own one of these at home, this is called a Google Home Mini, or if you use an audio transcribing app in your phone, you might have been astounded a few times on how well machines today are able to recognize not just the sound we make, but also the voice, our voice, what we say. In the past few videos, we have looked into projects where we train our Codewiz to be able to detect the loudness of sound. In today's third and final project, we are going to teach our Codewiz to be able to recognize our voice, more specifically, the words that we say. So hi, my name is Zanin Azmi. I am one of the trainees in the AIV ICT Virtual Training program. And in this last project, we are going to make something called AI Sound Mode Board, powered by Google's Teachable machine app. Oh, title card. So, the aim of our Sound Mode Board project is to have our Codewiz NeoPixel LED, the 5 light on our Codewiz, to light up only by the input of our voice. And we don't just want the NeoPixel to light up, we would want it to light up only when we set a particular color. So for example, when I say the color red, the microphone should be able to pick up that sound and then produce the red color on my NeoPixel LED. So it might seem to be quite a simple process here, just saying the word red and the NeoPixel lighting up red. But this is actually one of the first steps in programming an actual AI. So if you're familiar with apps that or AI that is triggered by words like, "Hey Google, switch on the living room light," the Google Assistant communicates with your smart light to switch it on. So for our Codewiz sensor board, we want it to be able to recognize us saying the color red, blue, yellow, and green as its sound input, and then light up its NeoPixel LED to the corresponding color as its output. So first of all, as usual, we're going to begin our project by first assembling our Codewiz sensor board so that it better represents what we're going to do today. But as you can see here, my Codewiz has been added with these additional accessories, and so these black sticks here are called Lego axles. It's not focusing. Lego axles, and these are called Lego bush. So we are assembling it this way so that we can have our laser cutout, I think it's called an MDT, to be able to be attached to our Codewiz. And then if you can see in the middle here, there is actually a cutout in the center so that our LED NeoPixel light can come through. And then in order to make it glowy, we are going to place it like this and then attach an acrylic paint over it. This is not adding any extra sensors to our Codewiz, but I think it will make a very colorful night light. So the core of the project for today is actually the Teachable machine app. So I am going to access the website teachablemachine.withgoogle.com, which is actually an online app. Just click get started, and then over on this side you have to click audio project. Okay, if this is your first time opening the Teachable machine app, you might have to allow your browser to access your webcam and your microphone. There should also be a tutorial prompt around this website. It also teaches you how to record your first sound model. So all this is called classes. I call them the class cards because it looks like cards to me. And you realize here that the first class card says background noise and the second card says class 2. So first of all, we're going to start with our background noise. So what happened here is that the Teachable machine app is going to access your microphone and allow you to record your background noise for about 20 seconds. So you just have to do this in a very quiet place. And when you click the record 20 seconds, you should be able to see this bar filling up. So this is actually the sound wave patterns from your background noise. Of course, right now I'm actually explaining the entire process, but to do this, you should be very quiet and try to have this done also in a quiet room. And once that recording is done, You just have to click extract sample, and this is going to create 20 audio sample of your background noise. So what this does is actually it allows Teachable Machine to know what is your natural sounding ambience is like. So of course you can see here that all these red colors are actually spiked in the sound wave. So you should want something that looks like this for all 20 of it, because this means that there is no apparent or outstanding sound. Okay, then if you scroll down, you'll see class number 2. So these are the more specific sounds that we want the Teachable Machine app to learn. We're going to change this to red. And then unlike our background sound where it requires 20 audio samples by minimum, this one requires you to have just 8. So you're going to do this just similar to our background noise, but instead we're just going to have this recording in just 2 seconds. So at this point, if let's say this class is the red class, so upon recording, you should say the word red here. So I'm just going to show you with the red class and see how it's going to be like. Red, red, and then you extract sample. Repeat this again, so you have 8 minimum of audio samples. So red, red. I think this one is a bit ruined because I said so in the while the recording's already started, so I can delete this. Red, 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 red. Okay, so you realize here, instead of 8 minimum audio samples, I recorded 9. So the more audio samples that you are able to record, the smarter your Teachable Machine AI is going to be. So maybe I think I'm going to do this right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all samples from the background noise, and then I am going to record this for exactly 20 seconds. So maybe I can show you a clearer picture of how this works. And with that, we are going to stare at each other for 20 seconds.
One eternity later.
Okay, so our recording is done. If you look through your recorded sound wave, this looks a lot cleaner, which everything is just blue. So in other words, there's no prominent sound. So we're going to extract this sample and get our 20 audio sample. Okay, for our project, we are going to have a few more classes, which is basically green and blue. But for the sake of time, we are not going to do that now, but instead we're just going to skip ahead to training our sound model. So we have our background noise, we have our red. So after you're done with your background noise, your red and your green and blue class, you are going to hit this training button. So what happened here is that the Teachable Machine app is going to train their algorithm to be able to recognize sound wave patterns and distinguish whether it's a background noise or when you say the word red. So I'm going to remove my webcam below here. The model has already been trained, and you'll be able to see here there is a preview card appearing here. And over here, it seems that the recording is still on, but it is not. What it does is that your microphone is still constantly picking up sounds. And at the bottom here, the output is showing how well the trained model is detecting or distinguishing between background noise and the word red just now. So while I'm talking here, you'll see that the background noise is spiking and the red is also spiking up. But if we stay quiet, you will realize that the percentage for background noise is a lot higher. So in other words, it's not detecting any sound. So the machine AI is recognizing that as just an ambient sound. However, if I say the word red, there you see there's a spike in the recognition for the color red. This sound model is basically what we want to import into our Codewiz soundboard through the School Coding Tree platform. In order to do that, first we have to export the model and upload it. If you would like to see the details, actually if you scroll all the way down here, you should be able to see the code that is already written for our train model. So Teachable Machine app skip that whole part where you have to type up actually like all this like recording and all the recognition of the voice and everything, but instead already like compress it into a usable URL, so a usable model. So for any other projects, even if it doesn't involve your Codewiz sensor board, you might be able to use this with Arduino and maybe Microbit, any other soundboard. So this is going to take a while, and once this has been uploaded, you're going to see a link here. Once the link is done, you just have to copy that link and then switch over to your Coding School 3 program. Okay, it's done. So just click copy. Alright, so we're done with Teachable Machine app. We are going to switch to our Coding School 3. So I've already connected it. That is something you have to do at the start of every single project. And it is connected. The first thing you want to do is you have to go to AI, the AI menu at the top here, and then click Sound Learning. So when you click this, at the bottom of your set of code blocks, you'll have one additional ones that says Sound Learning. Okay, I am just going to clear all this first, just so that you get to see the assembly process. Like with all our projects, we're going to start first with our Codewiz program. As this project runs with your NeoPixel, so first you would want to initiate your NeoPixel, and then at the same time you also want to clear it. Then we want to assemble this. This was actually taken from the sound learning code blocks. By default, the code block should read train sound model URL. Over here it says undefined. So this undefined is where you paste, you right click, and then you paste your URL just now that you got from Teachable Machine app. Okay, now that's done, you have to grab this next code block that says recognition with train sound model. So this URL contains all the train model I have recorded earlier. So I have recorded a model with the word red, green, and blue. So this is basically the introductory part of our script. We are going to go to controls and start our project with forever, and then you're going to choose if. So coming from our second project, where to activate the NeoPixel we need this if code block. So over the first part, the blank space here, we are going to put our code block that says is the recognition undefined. So this might sound confusing at first, but you see here that the value of undefined can actually be changed to whatever class that we have recorded. So if you recorded red just now, so only red will appear here. But if for my case here, I've recorded red, green, and blue. So you'll see red class appearing here. So I'm just going to put it down here. And let's do this again. So we have all three. Okay, but rather than is a recognition rate every single time, we're going to change this to what if it's the recognition is green, or what if the recognition is blue. So this if code is going to detect whether our Codewiz sound sensor board is detecting which sound model. If you would like to see this, you can also tick this button, so our sprite will be able to visualize what is the prominent sound model that's been recognized. Okay, so if let's say the recognition is red, I would like my NeoPixel to all shine the color red. So I'm going to put here set NeoPixel all color red. And then if it's green, I'm going to change it to set NeoPixel all color, but I'm going to tweak it to green. And then lastly is if the recognition is blue, I want the NeoPixel all to change into a blue color. Okay, this is done very quickly, so I might want to add a wait 1 second block. So the last bit of our video here actually involves just basically assembling the acrylic paint into our sensor board. So what is going to happen now is that the sensor board is still going to detect whether what word we are saying. So as of now, I'm expecting it to be able to detect the background noise. So let's say if I say the word red, there you go. You can see that the color has shined red. It's flickering because I added some clear NeoPixel code. Okay, let's try with blue. It worked. I am amazed because it didn't work for like the last 5 takes. Okay, and for some reason I can't get green to work. So maybe instead of doing red and blue, I think red, blue, and green. So maybe I can have it to also class model that says yellow, or at least sounds a little bit more distinguishable as compared to just your words. So of course, this opens up to a lot of possibility. If you have seen in our Teachable Machine app just now, there is not only just audio project, but also visual as well. Some of the additional peripherals for your sensor board also includes an actual camera, where probably you'll be able to have facial recognition projects with your Codewiz. So of course, yes, it's only limited by your imagination. Okay, and with the end of this last project, it means the end of our 5 video series. So I'm very happy that you have stuck through this entire 5 videos. If you haven't, maybe you can check it out, and then from the first video, learn all about Codewiz and sensor board. And I hope by doing all these 3 projects and also trying your hands out with coding, I hope you have somewhat get an early understanding of what coding and sensor board and everything involving STEAM and IoT and AI is all about. So yes, my name is Anin Azmi. This has been a very wonderful experience training with the AIV team as well as my teammates, and of course with all of you watching this video. Until I see you in the next video, might be making more soon. I'll check you out later. Bye.